Good afternoon. So, dear friends, we are again here meeting consecutively with homeopathy and homeopathic understanding. Let us start with the new topic today, that is the learning Calcarea Carb from N.M. Chaudhary's book. Before starting N.M. Chaudhary's reading the Materia Medica, just I want to introduce this book because this is one of the most interesting book and most important source book, which is from a homeopath from India who has studied in the Herring Medical College, was the student of that college, and who practiced at the Calcutta. He was the ex-principal and senior professor of the Materia Medica in the Bengal Allen Homeopathic Medical College, and this book was written in 1906. First edition was in 1906. The second edition came in 1976. So these are the two basic editions which are there. We are using the second edition over there, and this edition is enriched with number of things. When we used to use this book, we have a number of things over there. We used to get first the keynotes and followed by a explanation or detailing about the remedy. So first first we'll go with the keynotes of the remedy. So it's a notes, it has been mentioned with key picture over there, and he starts with the first sentence: an antisoric remedy, the chronic of belladonna. So at the start only he has explained regarding the remedy, that this is the chronic remedy and it is chronic of belladonna, and this is most important antisoric from the Hahnemann, suited to leucophlegmatic constitution. Leucophlegmatic constitution means nothing but the phlegmatic constitutions who are generally white skin, fair, and those who are having a phlegmatic aspect, a little bit obese. Healthy regular growth is absent. Accumulation of undue and disproportionate amount of fat, making patient weak, fragile, and incapable of sustained exertions. So he explains how is the obesity, and obesity is not evenly distributed over there. So obesity is generally, it is uneven in case of Calcarea Carb, and because of which this uneven distribution of the fat with basically weakness, basically with fragility and exhaustion. So these peoples are not strong enough. They look strong but they are not strong internally. So that is their psychotic little bit aspect over there in Calcarea Carb. Sweaty profusely all over, pronounced on head and nape of the neck, rolls down the face in the large bead like drops. While sleeping, the pillow gets wet. So that is another characteristic of the Calcarea. Everyone knows the sweating, tremendous sweating at the in the head, in the back of the head, and whenever the patient, specifically child, lies and he wakes up, the whole pillow becomes absolutely wet because of excessive profuse perspiration. Acid sour smell everywhere, sweat, diarrhea. In fact, patient is sour all over. So sour smelling diarrhea, sour swelling discharges, sour swelling perspiration, this is very characteristic with the remedy. Specifically the perspiration is more sour. Defective assimilation and imperfect ossification. This word comes, what it means exactly. Defective assimilation means whatever he eats, it never gets properly gets absorbed. So assimilation is disturbed, and that's why number of times the calcium never gets completely absorbed. Number of times it is a remedy which develops a typical ricket state in case of this remedy. So ossifications, they are not imperfect. Bones remains fragile. Curvatures of the bones, frontanels and sutures takes long to close. Delayed walking and delayed teething. So these are the things everyone knows regarding the calcarea pulp. There is a delayed walking, delayed teething, delayed union of the sutures, and that's why open frontanels, that is quite common. Generally, a curvatures of the bones, you can find it out with this remedy. Head is too large for the body, hydrocephalic. So this is again one more entity, hydrocephalus. Along with other remedies, we know the Apis mellifica, we know the Epocyonum. This is one more remedy where hydrocephalus condition is marked. Abdomen hard, protuberant due to the enlargement of mesenteric glands and flatulence. Abdomen is hard. There is abdominal pathology generally associated with the glandular affections. This is a very important remedy for the scrofulous diathesis, and that's why scrofulosis is one must think of calcarea carp. Here abdominal mesenteric glands which gets affected in case of calcarea carp. Very susceptible to cold. Very easily it gets affected with the cold, and that's why easily affected with cold changes in the cold. Great longing for boiled eggs, raw potatoes and flour. Great aversion to meat and smoking. So this is very important remedy for, these are egg cravers. There is aversion to milk generally in such patient. The raw potatoes they like a lot. Defective intellect, keeping with general state of malnutrition. Do not absorb even a portion of what they hear or read. At times mind becomes completely blank. So this is another mental state which he is explaining. The intellect is defective, that's why confusion of mind is very marked over there. Malnutrition is generally happens to be there, and which is responsible to produce the confused state. Do not absorb even a portion of what they hear or read. Means what? Whatever, if they are in the class, they never listens properly, they cannot understand properly. Comprehension is very difficult with such types of students. At times mind becomes completely blank. Sometimes it happens that mind is totally blank in such types of patients. Overactivity of the mind, thoughts rush in quick succession that they prevent the sleep. So this is overactivity of the mind which is always there, and because of which the thoughts comes again and again, lot of thoughts comes, and generally it disturbs their sleep. Apprehension about the present and future of some impending calamity. There is always a fear inside the mind. What is happening? What will happen? What people will think? Is there anything wrong happens with me? Such types of things which are very common with the calcareas, and these types of fears are quite common with the calcarea. Confused, cannot apprehend anything. Apprehend म्हणजे समजणं. Confusion of mind is more marked over there, and very important thing, they cannot apprehend, they cannot comprehend, they cannot understand the things. That is very important with them. Dread of insanity, they always fear that they will going to be mad. That is another important thing one must understand. Skin is unhealthy, least scratch suppurates. So that being an antisoric, there is a suppuration tendency which is quite common with this remedy, and every little injury suppurates, like a sulfur, like a parcel. Cataract, chronic dilatation of the pupils, lacrimal fistula, induration after the styes. So these are number of things, eye complaints which you commonly find it out with the calcarea. There are recurrent styes number of times happen. The lacrimal fistula can be developed. The patient might have dilated pupils and associated with the cataract also. Thickness of tympanum with defective hearing, otorrhea. This is another remedy which is important from ear complaints. Basically, if you will find it out in old people, calcarea fluor, they are having a deposition over their tympanic membrane, making it more hard. Polyps of the nose, ears and uterus. This is again a polyposis is quite common with the calcarea. So this remedy one should not forget whenever the nasal polyps are there. Constant tendency to diarrhea. To start with, they are hard, then become pasty, and finally absolutely liquid. So this is quite important things. Uh, that diarrhea which is there, it's at start the stools are quite soft, or sometimes they might be pasty, and then followed by watery diarrhea. Intolerance of milk, they cannot tolerate milk commonly. So that's why aversion is always there with the calcarea very occasionally. So rare symptom of calcarea is desire for milk. It is a very common symptom is the aversion to milk. Constipation generally complicated with hemorrhoids. So constipation is there associated with hemorrhoids. Increased sexual desire in men and women. So that is increased sexuality. Leukorrhea before puberty and in infants. Chlorosis in young girls. Chlorosis means anemia. So leukorrhea before puberty, that means in school going girls, if leukorrhea is there, one should not forget the calcarea. Puts right many of the deviations occurring during pregnancy, also useful in disorders related to the secretion of milk and childbirth. So after the delivery, this is very important remedy. Whenever the secretion of milk is hampered, think of the calcarea calf. So childbirth period is nothing but the first 6 weeks period after the delivery. It is called a childbirth period. Helps conception when all the organs of conception are found to be tolerable in a good condition, and still conception does not take place. So this is one of the important remedy one should not forget in functional sterility. So if females all reports are normal, your husband's reports are normal, and they are not getting conceived, think of a calcarea calf. This is hint given by him. In all respiratory complaints, beginning from the ordinary bronchial catarrh to pneumonia and to the thesis. So this is one more thing which one must consider. This remedy is very important at the respiratory affections. So bronchitis to the thesis, pneumonia. Thesis means tuberculosis. So bronchitis, pneumonitis, tuberculosis, this is very important remedy. Intermittent fevers in those whose occupation makes exposure a necessity. So this is again one more remedy to be think of in intermittent types of fevers. Epilepsy, aura starts from the pit of stomach. So epilepsy, convulsion, where the aura starts from the stomach. So patient starts feeling that he will going to get a convulsion. Aura means it is the beginning. So they themselves understand that it is going to find it start. They will going to get a convulsion, and it starts right from the stomach. They feel typical sensation in the stomach, and then they immediately gets affected over there. So these are the keynotes which he has mentioned before starting the remedy, and these are the keynotes which generally everything comes under it, and then there is a description. It's a big remedy. We'll get a little bit time. Sometimes I will going to explain. I will some features which are common I will not going to explain. So we'll start. This remedy is prepared by triturating the inner snow white portion of the Easter shell. This is regarded as one of our great constitutional remedies. It is specially adapted to the leukophlegmatic constitution. They are corpulent, unwieldy. कॉर्प्युलंट म्हणजे शरीराने तब्येतीने चांगले असणे, अनविल्डी म्हणजे बोजड, बोजड म्हणजे एकदम जड झालेले. दे आर स्लो इन reactions. That's why phlegmatic constitution which is mentioned over. It is not a healthy regular growth that we can find it in calcarea, but an accumulation of undue and disproportionate amount of fat that serves only to make a patient weak, fragile, and incapable of sustained exertions. So this is disproportionate fat producing fragility that we discussed. Like all fat people, they sweat profusely all over the body, though it is more pronounced in the head, on the head and nape of the neck. While sleeping, their pillows get wet far around. It is so profuse that it rolls down the face in the large bead-like drops. It is copious and exhausting. The smell of the calcarea sweat is sour. The acid smell is found everywhere in calcarea. The taste of the mouth is sour. The diarrhea is sour. And in fact, the patient is sour all over. So this is what the sour smelling discharges, which is quite common with this remedy. The remedy is characterized by defective assimilation and imperfect ossification. The bone tissues take long time to develop, and even after maturing, they remain fragile. This is why curvature of the bones is such a common feature in Calcarea, and that the Calcarea child takes so long in learning to walk. So this is the reason why Calcarea calf starts late learning to walk, because the curvature of the bones, sometimes assimilation and calcium metabolism gets disturbed, sometimes delayed ossification, all those things which are quite common with the Calcarea. Just now I have a baby, they were twins, and one of the baby was very active, she started walking and moving. They were 2 years old, and another one, she doesn't have, she was not able to even stand, and I started treatment, and I started her with the Calcarea calf, and within 6 months she started running. So all those things happens very quickly whenever you choose a very clear cut remedy. The bones of the legs give way under the heavy weight of the body, so knock knees and bow legs are often to be met with the Calcarea babies. When tunnels and sutures takes long to close, the head is too large for the body, and the enlargement in many cases hydrocephalic in nature. The abdomen is hard and protuberant due to enlargement of the mesenteric glands. Flatulence plays an important role in this distension. The navel is sore and full of most excrescences. The wall of the abdomen is thin. So abdomen, there is a distension over there, and that distension associated with excrescences. Excrescences म्हणजे काय? The unnatural growth which you generally found. मराठीत आपण चामखीळ म्हणतो. ती चामखीळ खूप वेळेला कल्केरियाच्या पेशंट्समध्ये पाहायला मिळते. बेसिकली इन अडल्ट्स और ओल्ड एज यू कॅन फाइंड इट very commonly. Great enfeeblement of the mind is to be found in Calcarea calf. Enfeeblement म्हणजे weakness, that is a weak mind. मराठीत त्याला मनोदौर्बल्य असं म्हणतात. Imbecile patient. These are weak-minded people. The mind is so confused that it does not apprehend or understand even the simplest problems of the life. So for small things they cannot understand. It is true that they listen most carefully or read, but their intellect does not seem to absorb even a portion of what they hear or read. म्हणजे ते वाचत असतील तर त्यांना लवकर समजत नाही. लेक्चर चालू येते, बऱ्याचशा गोष्टी त्यांना समजत नाही. This is comprehension is the very difficult. Confusion is always there. At times the mind becomes completely blank, and fear is entertained by the patient's friend or relatives of a complete state of imbecility coming on the patient. Number of times it happens that complete imbecility. Imbecilityचा मराठीत अर्थ मनोदौर्बल्य, weakness of the mind, and they become so blank. Number of times they comes to you and they cannot recollect the things. This is problem with Calcarea. We must not. This defective intellect is quite in keeping with the general state of the malnutrition to be observed all throughout their system. We must not, however, expect this state of mind in every Calcarea patient. So this is not with every Calcarea patient, but this happens with certain patients. Often the reverse state prevails. In spite of bodily defect, mind is seen to be a safety. Mind seems to be in a state of overactivity, as in opium and nux vomica. Sometimes there is a problem at the physical level, physical weakness is there, but mind is active as a opium or nux vomica. So different states. It is not always that mind is imbecile. Thoughts rush in quick succession. They prevent the sleep. That already we have discussed. They are in utter state of apprehension about the present and future. The mind is never at a rest due to a sort of fear of some impending calamity. This fear and anxiety make them low-spirited and melancholic, and in consequence we find them lachrymose. So because of this typical fear and anxiety, they become so restless that there is a fear that what will happen in future. So a fear of misfortune, which is quite common with them, and because of which they become depressed, they become melancholic, and that you can find it out with the Calcarea. These fear and anxiety make them low-spirited and melancholy. Sometimes this fear takes a peculiar form in the shape of a dread of insanity. So dread of insanity, as if they are feeling that they will going to be mad. They are afraid of losing their reason and are in a constant state of caution lest people would find out the confusion of their mind. त्यांना भीती काय वाटते तर दुसरं आपलं जे कन्फ्युजन होतंय ते दुसऱ्यांना कळतं की काय. दॅट इज व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट फिअर विच इज देअर. सो फिअर इज व्हेरी टिपिकल and fear of peoples also, because they fear that people will observe their confusion. This anxiety and this dread are particularly worse in the evening. Sometimes they take form of despair and hopelessness of ever getting well. then बऱ्याच वेळाला असं वाटतं की आपण यातनं बरं होऊ की नाही, whether we'll come out of it or whether we'll not come out of it. This is very commonly happens over there. This is one of the first remedies we think of in scrofula. So this is one of the important remedy in scrofulosis. Scrofula म्हणजे काय तर glandular affections. A great tendency towards glandular enlargement is noticed everywhere, and nutrition becomes more and more defective. In spite of unwieldy mass of fat in undue places, he is emaciated and shows signs of marasmus everywhere. His appearance is one of the bloatedness rather than health. Sometimes there is emaciation also. Whenever the scrofulosis develops, sometimes emaciated extremities and affections can lead to a phthisis, can lead to a tuberculosis. So that is also another aspect of the Calcarea. The skin is unhealthy. The least scratch separates, eruptions, ringworms, eczema, papules, pustules, acne, blisters, ulcers, encysted tumors, cystic swelling, lipoma, and warts are everywhere to be seen. So disturbed skin, which you can find it out with these people very commonly. So you can see a number of skin elements, number of times, number of cysts, which you can find it out over there. There are warts, there are lipomas, lipomatosis. It is one of the important remedy. Lipomas are nothing but the tumors of fats, and they are generally benign, but there is a tendency of lipomatosis, sometimes familiar tendency which happens, and this is one of the remedy one should not forget in such types of cases. One thing to remember always in Calcarea is the presence of glandular swelling. As in Cilicia, a sister remedy, we find the thick crusts forming the result of dried secretion. So see how a beautiful language he is using. Sister remedy, like Cilicia. So he is comparing Calcarea with the Cilicia, and he compares and explains that we can find it out crusts forming result of dried secretion. The eruptions are generally scaly with thick yellow pus underneath. It is great remedy for fibroid tumors, and numerous cures have been reported through its agency. So this is one more remedy one should not forget in fibroids of uterus. This is one of the important remedy, and yes, I have even used number of times in my practice regarding this remedy in fibroid uterus. The Calcarea patients are very susceptible to cold. The least bit of cold air goes right through them and brings on all types of elements. A symptom worth remembering, and one that topples over many others, is the sensation of coldness felt in the single parts of the body, such as head, such as stomach, legs, feet, etc. They find it very hard to keep them warm. Their appetite is uncertain and peculiar. We notice a great longing for boiled eggs, raw potatoes, flour, and this is great aversion there is great aversion to meat and smoking. काही लोक असतात त्यांना असं कच्चं खायला खूप आवडतं. काही जणांना असतं गहू निवडत असतील त्याच्यातले गहू खायचे, त्याच्याबरोबरच्या बऱ्याच वेळेला गव्हाबरोबर ते कच्चे गहू तोंडात टाकायचे, त्याचं पीठ होईपर्यंत चावायचं, ते पीठ खात बसायचं, पीठ चावत बसायचं, काही वेळेला गव्हातले खडे खायचे. दिस इज कल्केरिया टेंडन्सीज अँड दे आर क्वाईट कॉमन विथ दिस पीपल. किंवा कच्चं पीठ, दळून आणलेलं पीठ दिसतं तिथं, आणि ते दळून आणलेलं पीठ दिसलं पटकन तोंडात टाकायचं. दिस इज क्वाईट कॉमन विथ द कल्केरियाज. दीज आर कल्केरिया टेंडन्सीज. इट इज ग्रेट रेमेडी फॉर डिफेक्टिव्ह डेंटिशन इन चिल्ड्रन. दे लुक फॅट अँड चबी बट आर सो इन टीथिंग. म्हणजे टीथिंग सुद्धा उशिरा असतं. The children, as is always the case in Calcarea, are scrofulous and are constant subject of sour diarrhea, tardy development of bony tissues, lymphatic enlargement, open front tunnels, curvatures of the bones, profuse perspiration over the head, tendency to obesity with pot-belliedness are guiding symptoms. So this is the common thing, which is these are the generalities which are very common, coming again and again while he is explaining. So it revises us in our mind regarding the calcarea. Belladonna, though always useful in these conditions, does not go deep down to set the constitution right. So belladonna is a complementary to calcarea, but the pace of belladonna and pace of calcarea is absolutely different. Pace of belladonna is very acute, and that's why it never penetrates to the constitution. Yes, belladonna is a very acute remedy at that time. It recovers the patient from acute element, but in order to cure that patient, in order to prevent the recurrence, calcarea is needed, because calcarea is quite commonly a remedy which is constitutional and complementary to the belladonna. Undoubtedly, it helps the temporary derangement, but the real spade work of setting the constitution right is to be left to calcarea carb, a great constitutional remedy at all times. Calcarea carb, being the chronic of belladonna, the presumption is that we are likely to meet with certain amount of congestion in the head, same as in belladonna. So we can get in calcarea also the congestion, but it is slow. It is very fast, very acute with the belladonna. The face is red and puffed, and the patient complains of the concussive, stitching, pulsating, throbbing pain in head, beginning in occiput and spreading over the top of the head. This is very typical, like in calcarea, in cilicia. These are the features. The headache starts at the posterior side, occipital side, and it begins and develops over there and spreads over the whole head. That is very typically with the calcarea, and if it settles on one of the sides, specifically the right side, the cilicia is the remedy. If it settles over the left eye, it is the spigelia is the remedy. Great burning in the is felt in the vertex as in sulfur and phosphorus. So burning on the head, especially on the vertex, when we compare the phosphorus and sulfur, yes, everyone knows, confusion of senses and dullness of the whole head are marked indication. So whenever the headache is there, it is associated with the dullness of the senses, confusion of the mind, and you can find it out on the face of the patient. He is confused. When you ask questions, immediately you can find it out, the confusion at that level. A still more characteristic indication, however, is the feeling of icy coldness in some parts of the head, as if piece of ice is lying against it, and in spite of all the congestion mentioned beforehand. So everywhere they find congestion, heat, but in some part of head they find absolutely icy sensation. The strangest symptom of all this, that in spite of the coldness, we have copious exhausting sweats over the head. So profuse is the sweat that it rolls down the face in large bead like drops. So this is again and again comes in calcarea. Being a scrofulous remedy, there is no dearth of scrofulous elements of the eyes, ears, nose in calcarea carb. It is used in keratitis and with great photophobia and morning agglutination of the lids. So the eye complaints, they are very marked, very commonly they are affected. There is agglutination like the argentum nitricum you can get in the morning, that eyes are absolutely congested and over there lot of discharges are there. There is stinging pain in the eyes, worse from candle lights. The pupils are usually dilated. It is also used in scrofulous arthritic ophthalmia. See, this is very important. So there is conjunctivitis and it is associated with scrofulosis, or conjunctivitis associated with the arthritis, and there might be ophthalmia. Ophthalmia means eye complaints or pain in eyes. That is very typical over there. The lids are red, swollen and painful and itching. Lids कसे असतात तर swollen आहे, painful आहे. Conjunctivitis is a very typical picture, or sometimes it might be a styes which are common with the calcarea. The conjunctiva is inflamed as well. There are numerous vesicles with pus on cornea. Of course, we must not forget the light hair, blue eyes, the distended abdomen, and enlargement of the glands on the neck and elsewhere. It is a well-known remedy in cataract as well as with the chronic dilatation of the pupils. Lacrimal fistula, induration after styes also comes under its influence. So recurrent styes, number of styes, the fistulas, lacrimal duct, fistula, or sometimes even cataract. This is one of the remedy one should not forget. On the ear, it produces thickness of the tympanum with all symptoms of defective hearing. Ringing, buzzing, sinking, hissing, and thundering noise in ears lead to many perversions of hearing. We also have mucopurulent otorrheal discharge due to the ulceration with accompanying inflammation of the parotid gland. So this is remedy one should not forget in chronic otitis media. So recurrent chronic otitis media, tendency to catch cold associated with the glandular affections, associated with the parotid inflammation, Calcarea is the remedy. So ear complaints, and there is generally hardness of hearing. They cannot hear properly. That is one more thing which you can find it out for them. On the nose, its influence is no less marked. It is great remedy for chronic nasal catarrh, which is at all times a barometer indicating scrofulous diathesis. The wings of the nose are thickened and there is an offensive discharge which is both purulent and bloody. It works admirably in polypus of nose as well as of the ears. So polyps, tendency to polyps or chronic polyps from the nose and from the ears, one should not forget the Calcarea. Whenever polyps comes, we generally think of the sanguinaria. We generally think of sanguinaria nitrica or lemna minor, but these are the remedy which happens to be there with acute phase, but Calcarea removes the tendency. So Calcarea polyposis is quite common along with the thuja. A great trait which we must not lose sight of in Calcarea cough is the constant tendency to diarrhea. So recurrent diarrhea, tendency towards diarrhea, this is one of the important remedy. It is of frequent occurrence. In spite of all precautions, at all odd times, it comes on to the great annoyance of the patient. The pit of the stomach becomes swollen and looks like an inverted saucer. The stools of varying character, although we mostly find them to be a whitish, sour, fetid and undigested. So undigested food, that is fetid, it is offensive, it is whitish and associated with severe colic in the upper abdomen. So there is inverted saucer shape of abdomen. म्हणजे काय तर संपूर्णपणे जशी जी बशी असते ती बशी उलटी ठेवल्यावर कशी होते त्या पद्धतीचं पिक्चर यू कॅन फाइंड इट आउट ऑन द abdomen, upper abdomen. That is a cramp which develops over there and patient goes to a stool and there is a diarrhea. Sometimes to start with they are hard and then becomes pasty and finally absolutely liquid. It is extremely useful in diarrhea of psoriatic children, especially during dentition. So dentitional diarrhea, we generally think of chamomilla, we generally think of podophyllum, but one must not forget if the Calcarea constitution is there or if Calcarea state is there, it is one of the important remedy for dentitional diarrhea. The stools are involuntary and foamy. A great characteristic is intolerance of milk. As soon as it is taken, it is either vomited out in the sour curds or ejected through the rectum in the white curdled lumps. So this is very close to the Ethuja synapium, but in Ethuja it is typically generally infective state which is quite common with Ethuja synapium, and it is an acute state where patient can go into the state of convulsions in Ethuja synapium. This is not the thing with Calcarea cough. Calcarea disagrees the milk and that's why Calcarea throws it away either from mouth or either from the rectum. Appetite gets ravenous. There is tremendous appetite. On these indications, it may be used in summer complaints of the children or in genuine cholera infantum. So yesterday also we have discussed cholera remedies, 3 cholera remedies, arsenic, camphor or even veratrum. This is basically when in summer and a children cholera infantum, if it happens over there. Prolapsus ani is a frequent occurrence. So because of this overstraining of the stools, whenever constipation happens, or if there is a severe diarrhea, it can lead to a prolapsus of the ani. The abdomen is sensitive to pressure due to the heavy accumulation of flatus, colicky pain about the umbilicus, certain amount of nausea, great gurgling in the right side of the abdomen, swelling and hardness of mesenteric glands, clay-colored evacuations, ascites, general emaciation except in abdomen, enlargement of the liver, and finally pressure and pain in the hepatic region, aggravated by every movement, are symptoms too guiding to lead us astray. So this is one of the important remedy in abdominal problems, abdominal pathologies, and you can find it out number of abdominal pathologies. Sometimes chronic abdomen, it is diagnosed by the surgeons as a chronic abdomen, and they label that they give lot of antibiotics. Whenever you ask them to go for USG, there are mesenteric glands which are mentioned over there, they are enlarged, and you cannot find it out, locate pathology. One should not forget the calcarea carb in such types of conditions, because it has a scrofulous diathesis along with the abdominal complaint. Sometimes the infective abdominal problems are covered with the calcarea carb. In constipation, the stools need mechanical assistance as in aloes, sanicula, selenium, sepia and silicia. So difficulty in passing the stools, generally they are hard and mechanically requirement of mechanical assistance. The constipation is generally complicated with the hemorrhoidal affections. It is mostly mucous hemorrhoids that we find in calcarea carb. So this is again very typically a pathological symptom which he has mentioned over there, mucoid hemorrhoids or mucous hemorrhoids, which you can find it out with the calcarea carb. Calcarea carb, with such extensive influence on the human economy, affects the sexual aspect and revolutionizes the sexual life of man and woman. So having very typical action on the sexual sphere of male and female. On the male, it increases the sexual desire and provokes the emission. So there is emission of the fluid happens to be there with the males. It is also makes up for the evil consequences of onanism and too frequent indulgence. Too frequent indulgence means it is a sexual onanism, masturbation tendency or coitus tendency, coitus interruptus. That is what is called as a basically onanism. So sexual indulgence is again quite common with this remedy. It removes lassitude and weakness and stops frequent involuntary nocturnal emissions. So this is one more thing which you can find it out with there, that lassitude म्हणजे weakness, loss of interest, a weakness, and stops frequent involuntary nocturnal emissions. The condition for which it is particularly useful is where the sexual life, though not unvain, is not utterly dead. म्हणजेच काय तर सेक्शुअल लाईफ असतं, परंतु ते सेक्शुअल लाईफ मध्ये इंटरेस्ट कमी झालेला असतो, वीकनेस असतो, एक्झॉशन असतं, स्पेशली इन केसेस ऑफ मेल्स वेन एव्हर ही इज एक्सप्लेनिंग ॲट दॅट टाइम टू बूस्ट अप हिज एनर्जी. दिस इज व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट रिगार्डिंग द in case of calcarea carb. Lascivious fancies excite desires, but the organ has become too frail for an erection, and emission takes place too soon, with consequent weakness of the limbs and excitement of the nerves. So there is a lot of fancies, the sexual thoughts are there, but patient is not able to perform because of weakness of the organs, and at that time it is the remedy. One should not forget calcarea carb. It also rectifies the induration of the testes, inflammation of the prepuce, the warty growths on the sexual organs, smelling like old cheese, and herring brine. So offensive smell from the sexual organs in case of males associated with the warty growths, and number of times the testicular hardness, sometimes even a very important role plays in hydrocele this remedy has. Now he turns towards the female sexual. On the female sexual system, a similar condition is observed, and there is undue excitement leading on to nymphomania. So this is one more remedy to be think of in nymphomania, excessive sexual desire in case of females. So whenever we used to learn the word nymphomania, we used to learn only one remedy, and everyone thinks about the platina. It is particularly useful in flabby plethoric girls who grow too rapidly and in whom menstruation starts too early, flows very profusely and lasts too long. This is again thing nowadays. Number of females, they generally starts getting menstruation very early. That is called as precocious puberty. So that the daughters, they are generally in the early fourth class or fifth class and they starts getting menstruation. This is very common with the calcarea calf, and before that number of times they suffers from the leukorrhea. So leukorrhea in girls, this is one more remedy one should not forget. The flow is provoked by overexertions and emotions. Therefore, these patients are practically never without the show of their period. A little physical exercise or least excitement, as that caused by any emotion, ushers a return of profuse catamnia. Profuse catamnia. Catamnia is the word for menses. So, slightest emotional disturbance can bring on menses in cases of calcarea calf. They feel none well too well before menstruation. Headache, aching of backs and hips, pain and swelling of breasts, leukorrhea, mental anxiety, and amorous dreams are particularly troublesome at this period, and even when menstruation stops, they lingers on. So before menstruation, during menstruation, even after menstruation, these are the things which are quite common associated with this complaint. So patient might, that female or young girls might suffer from the headache or pain in hips or pain in back with a leukorrhea, with a mental excitability, with amorous dreams. Amorous means sexual dreams. Sometimes the flow is so excessive as to the amount of regular hemorrhage. These hemorrhages are very often due to the abnormal growths in the uterus or a fibroid tumor or a polypus. So uterine polypus, uterine fibroids, this is quite common remedy and associated with excessive hemorrhage. Calcarea patients are particularly troubled with leukorrhea, especially between the menses. So it is quite common with between the menses, this is present. The discharge may be thick, yellowish, but it is specially indicated in leukorrhea occurring before puberty and in infants. In this connection, we might as well mention that it is a great remedy in chlorosis in young girls. They look apparently healthy, but it is really plethora more than health. They look robust, as if beaming with health, but no, on examination, it is found that they are sadly lacking in the red corpuscles. So generally, they looks healthy, they looks very strong, but a lot of anemia, a tremendous chlorosis, you can find it out over there. Suppression of menses in women of such leukophlegmatic temperament generally leads to lung complications which may be easily avoided by the timely administration of the deep acting calcarea calf. So generally leukophlegmatic constitution with lung complaints, if you give a calcarea timely, you can prevent number of problems in future with the children or with this lady. Calcarea calf profoundly influences the urinary organs. It is applicable in diabetes, albuminuria, polyp, and varices of the bladder, and hence we come across all kinds of urine in calcarea calf. It may be clear, it may be milky white or full or blood, but the one outstanding feature is strong odor. So these number of pathologies or pathological features related with the urinary complaints, they are present. Urine which is strong smelling. Once smelled, it is always remainder. The desire for urination is quite frequent. The patient has to run and pass few drops of urine several times within the course of an hour. Trickling of the urine after micturition, involuntary passage of urine on every motion, nocturnal enuresis may be present. So a lot of urinary complaints which you can find it out with such calcarea calf babies or calcarea calf patient. Calcarea calf exercises a very useful function in putting right many of deviations occurring during pregnancy. In the first place, it helps conception. So this is one of the important remedy for conception. In many instances, when all the organs of conceptions are found to be tolerably in good condition, and still where the conception does not take place due to some constitutional dyscrasia, calcarea calf causes conception to take place readily. So in functional sterility with a good constitution, still not getting conceived, think of a Calcarea calf and you get a benefit, you get a prize. Then again, when menses continue, still after pregnancy, it checks the flow and prevents the miscarriages. So this is very important, that after pregnancy, if pregnancy happens and bleeding continues, give the Calcarea, which stops the bleeding and prevents the miscarriage. So tendency to miscarriage, one should not forget Calcarea is the remedy. Like Nux vomica, it also checks vomiting and toothache during pregnancy, cramps in toes and soles of the feet, a frequent occurrence during pregnancy. Give a readily under the influence of Calcarea calf. So cramps is very important in Calcarea calf. It is the hypocalcemia generally deals with the cramps in the extremities or cramps anywhere in the muscles. So in Calcarea calf, you get these cramps associated with number of complaints. Wherever their pathology is lungs, in lungs, patient is coughing, the cramps are there. Patient is having pain in abdomen, he is having cramps. He might have a pain in or cramps in the calves. These are quite common with the Calcarea calf. We use it also in false labor pains when they run upward. Unless stopped, these pains prove particularly deleterious and serve only to reduce the strength of the mother. So this is very important, that false labor pains, we think of Caulophyllum is one of the important remedy in false labor pains. Calcarea is one more. If pains are flowing in the upward direction towards the stomach, then you must think of Calcarea calf. Under the influence of Calcarea, we see these obnoxious symptoms disappear and childbirth becomes a matter of ease and safety. So if such types of false labor pains happens, one should not forget the Calcarea calf. Then again, Calcarea comes in as a great help in Phlegmasia alba dolens. This word comes number of times, Phlegmasia alba dolens. What exactly it means? It is also another synonym is milk leg. Phlegmasia alba dolens is nothing but generally it is the thrombosis or deep vein thrombosis happens to be there in the lower extremity, deep saphenous thrombosis, producing a very congested or edematous legs is called as a Phlegmasia alba dolens, and generally this condition happens during the pregnancy or childbirth period. It removes the inflammation, reduces the pain and dispels the swelling. It also becomes useful in various disorders related to the secretions of milk after childbirth. It is almost like a panacea in all such disorders arising out of excessive deficient secretion of milk. It checks galactorrhea as well as helps to remove the scantiness of the flow of milk. If there is excessive secretion of milk, Calcarea is the remedy. If there is absence of milk, Calcarea is the remedy. So both extremes are covered under the Calcarea calf. It goes even further and improves the quality of the mother's milk. Often we find, due to the disagreeable nauseating taste, the child would not take the breast. It cries itself hoarse and still would not suck. A few doses of Calcarea given to the mother sweetens the milk, and child devours greedily what he disliked so utterly only while ago. See, this is very practical aspect which he is explaining, that mother's milk, if it is becoming sour, the child refuses to take the milk, and this is the remedy where you can find it out that this remedy is very useful in making that milk more sweetened, and taste of the milk changes after giving the Calcarea to the mother. We will now study its action on the respiratory organs. It is useful in all varieties of complaints, beginning from the ordinary bronchial catarrh to the pneumonia and thesis. See, pneumonias quite commonly present in Calcarea calf, but not only pneumonia, tubercular pneumonia. So see, it is not only a remedy which covers the soric aspect, it also covers the tubercular aspect, because if you find it out details of the remedy, you can find it out the scrofullosis very commonly with this remedy. It is particularly useful in chronic bronchitis when complicated with emphysema. The sputa is yellow, lumpy and sweetish, and when thrown into the water, it resembles falling star, as a heavier portion, while setting at the bottom, draws behind it a long trail of the mucus. It is very useful remedy in the thesis in all its stages. We use it in the prodromal stage when the patient generally leukophlegmatic constitution emaciates rapidly and complains of such symptoms as sour eructations, diarrhea with prolapsus recti, palpitation, nocturnal emissions, irregular or profuse menstruation, spasmodic cough, clammy extremities, chilliness, and sweating of the palms of the hands and soles of the feet. So see, he is explaining that it is very important remedy in all stages of the tuberculosis, but associated with all generalities of the remedy. If patient is suddenly started dropping down, a good constitutional person suddenly dropping losing the weight and associated with all these generalities, first think of the Calcarea cough. Even in all stages of the tuberculosis, this remedy plays a very vital role. It may be used in advanced stage as well as when large cavities have formed, especially in the middle third of the right lung. So, middle lobe of the right lung gets involved in Calcarea cough, and all the symptoms described above have become more pronounced. So these are generalities which are more pronounced during that state. Think of Calcarea cough. So pneumonia, right middle lobe, tuberculosis, right middle lobe. This is very important remedy. Before closing, I would like to emphasize on a piece of caution dropped by Hahnemann, which is that this remedy should not be used before nitric acid or a sulfur, as it is likely to bring on unnecessary complication. So this is quite common with this remedy. One should not forget, this is quite caution given by Hahnemann. Before nitric acid, this remedy should not be used. But when you are using the sulfur, the in-between remedy is always a lycopodium. There is cycle that sulfur, calcarea and lyco. But to recollect it, recollect the cycle, always write it in alphabetically. The calcarea comes first, second comes the lycopodium, then comes sulfur, and again a calcarea comes. This is the cycle with which one has to use. Number of times this complements one another. Sometimes you get a patient with a calcarea and some things you treat that at a certain level, then he never recovers. Some part still remains. You require lycopodium, give lycopodium. Some part again thoda requires, and again you have to add a sulfur, and then you can get a complete cure. So this cycle number of times you require, but this sequence is very important, that you should not give a calcarea before the sulfur. If you want to give a sulfur, just give a few doses of lycopodium and then followed it by the sulfur. We will last of all discuss the application of a calcarea in fevers of various types. It is indicated in intermittent fevers of potters. Potters म्हणजे भांडी बनवतात, brick makers, विटा बनवतात, gardeners, fruit growers, and those other people whose occupation in life makes exposure a matter of everyday necessity. It is not the very exposure found in aconitum, rustox, and bryonia. It is rather resembles the Dharkamara, where the patient has to work standing in cold water. So these are the people who used to work in cold water and suffers from the fever, intermittent fever. So we must think of comparative remedy of a Dharkamara, not like aconite or rustox or bryonia. It rather resembles Dharkamara, where the patient has to work stand in cold water. As a result of such occupation, the patient starts with sensation of drawing pain in all joints and great heaviness of the head and limbs. So drawing म्हणजे ओढल्यासारखं वाटायला लागतं, म्हणजे तापामध्ये if patient is suffering from fever, he feels like a drawing, a pulling sensation in the extremities. The prodromal feelings are followed by distinct sensation of chill, which begins in the stomach, accompanied with an agonizing sensation of weight, increasing with the chill and disappearing with it. So chill begins, prodromal symptoms always starts with the stomach. It is like a convulsion. So convulsions also, the prodromal state always starts or aura begins in stomach. Similar happens to be there in intermittent fever. The chill starts in the stomach and then starts getting heaviness and increasing chill. The limbs feels icy cold and the patient finds it very difficult to get them warm, though covered warmly. या पेशंटला थंडी इतकी वाजायला लागते ते खूप कव्हरिंग घेतात, कितीही कव्हर केलं तर थंडी जात नाही. सो दिस इज वन मोर थिंग विच द स्टेज ऑफ हीट इज फ्री फ्रॉम थर्स्ट. Great orgasm of blood gives a sensation as if patient had been drenched with hot water. During this period, he is tortured with anxiety and a heavy despair regarding his life, which he finds difficult to shake off in spite of all his determination to do so. So next stage is heat stage, and in heat stage he becomes more anxious. He feels whether he will going to recover or not. The heat stage is very severe, as if he was anyone have bathed him with the hot water. And next stage, which is the stage of sweat, is characterized by want of thirst. So during heat stage there is no thirst like belladonna, and then sweating starts where there is a thirst. The constitutional symptoms, the psoriatic cachexia, should never be lost sight of, and in selection of the calcarea carb. So constitutional symptom, the psoriatic cachexia. So typically in during such types of fever, during such types of intermittent fevers, a typical cachexic appearance which happens to be there with the calcarea carb. So all three stages are pronounced. It starts with the chill in the stomach, then develops all over the body, followed by a severe heat stage during which there is no thirst, and whenever the sweating starts, it is also profuse, producing typical cachexia of the calcarea carb. It is equally indicated in typhoid fever at its very onset. The symptoms that leads to its indication is a state of utter sleeplessness due to the overactivity of mind. So during typhoid fever there is sleeplessness, and sleeplessness is associated with a lot of mental activity. There are n number of thoughts gathered together. At first it may look like opium or naxumica or bryonia, from which remedies it ought to be closely differentiated. The overactivity of mind in calcarea takes a peculiar form. He finds no rest because of some disagreeable idea always lingering in his mind and arousing him. As often as he falls into the light slumber, he sees horrid visions before his eyes. In his delirium, he plays with cats and other animals and talks about fire, mice and murder. So these are the delirious states which happens to be there. Person talks about mice, person talks about rats, person talks about different animals like cats, and this state is very typical with the typhoid. So delirious state which you can find it out with baptisia or bryonia, one should compare this remedy for that. Palpitation, a tremulous pulse, anxiety, exhaustion and weakness are determining symptoms. So along with the fever, along with the perspiration, typhoid fever, these are the things which are always common. A tremulous pulse, there is lot of palpitation, there is lot of anxiety, lot of exhaustion, patient becomes exhausted. These are quite common with the typhoid fever. And to conclude that chapter, last paragraph which with he starts, and then he shared the three cases. It is recommended in epilepsy, where immediately before an attack, the aura starts with sensation of something running in arms or from pit of stomach down through the abdomen into the pit. The vexation, fright, onanism and suppression of chronic eruptions are principal important idiopathic factors for the epilepsy. See, epilepsy where the aura starts in specifically in the stomach, it then the convulsion comes. And what are the reasons which he mentions? Vexation म्हणजे काय? Tremendous संताप येणं, खूप संतापायला होणं. That is very typical with the can lead to a convulsion. Fright, sudden fright can lead to a convulsion. Onanism already we have discussed. It is a tendency to masturbation, or sometimes it is also called as a coitus interruptus. So onanism, sexual thoughts with masturbation can lead towards the convulsion. One more remedy one should not forget is the bupho insustation. The suppression of chronic eruptions sometimes leads to convulsion. One should think about the calcarea carb along with the ginkgo metallicum. So this is what he has mentioned about the calcarea carb, and then he shared three cases from three different masters. So first case is from Dr. Hall. Short cases are there, but these indicates how he has mentioned regarding the things. First case, Mr. D, aged 45, quarreled with his allopathic doctor who advised preparing for death. Breathing heavy and difficult, face waxy and pale, face and head bathed in perspiration, running up in little streams, violent palpitation of the heart, lower extremities cold, so much so that all summer he had slept with the feather bed over him, while his body was bathed in perspiration, especially the head. Vertigo on going upstairs and up a hill, blotting in the region of stomach, compelling him to open his clothing, appetite poor, with an aversion to meat and craving for boiled eggs. So all the typical generalities about the calcarea were present with that case, and this Dr. Hall, W.D. Hall, he has treated this case. He has given calcarea carb 6 m, 3 times doses daily for 5 weeks, and he cured the patient within 5 weeks, and patient comes out. So a person who was thrown away or considered to be on the verge of death by allopathic doctors brought back again with the help of a calcarea carb. The second case he has shared from the T.F. Allen, again a short case. W. Paper hunger, had a fit 3 months ago, followed in a 6 weeks by 3 more in succession, remaining insensible for 12 hours after them. Day before I saw him, had 3 more which left his mind confused, pale and haggard, mouth half open, eyes are staring, starting at least noise, hands are cold, clammy and trembling. He continually interrupted his wife saying, "Let me tell," and then would seem to forget, say, "Yes, yes, yes." So this is confusion of mind, what to tell, what to say during that condition. Words seems to stick in his mouth as if his tongue was too large. The fits of yesterday had convulsions only on left side. Begins with cold feeling in the hand which crept up the arm to the cheek, when the gush of ice water came from his mouth, which water gave the mouth a nasty taste. The peculiar sensation was repeated 3 or 4 times before feet. During left side of the face is red, right side hands and feet cold and white. After complaint of ringing in the ears as of 100 bells. So this was the case presented by Dr. T.F. Allen, and it was a case of epilepsy, and it has developed so strongly, so fast, and he has given calcarea carb 2000 and cured the case. See, these are the masters who have understood the importance of generalities. They look toward the keynotes of the remedy and finds it out the remedy for the case, and they cured such types of difficult cases. The third case, which he has taken from Dr. Lippett's Materia Medica. Dr. R, aged 35, taken sick yesterday with great prostration, great heat all over, strong desire to sleep with sleeplessness, pain in all the limbs, want of appetite, and aversion to light. He took belladonna 201 dose. Next day had not slept. Mind was too active, but there were always same ideas which disturbed him. Continued hacking cough from tickling in the bronchi, aggravated and excited by the motion and or talking, expectoration. Tough green mucus, cough caused violent stitches in the head pain all over, felt numb, tongue white, showing imprints of teeth, pulse was small, empty, frequent nap, temperature ranging from 94 to 106. It is not temperature, the pulse generally ranging from 94 to 106, no appetite and slight thirst, great prostration, low spirited and taciturn, no stool for 48 hours, urine was scanty and seldom. So this case was brought to Dr. Lippe, was himself was a doctor and have taken already a belladonna, and patient was not cleared. he has given Calcarea Cup 201 dose, cured in 5 days the case. So these are the 3 cases which he has shared in order to explain the Calcarea, and he completes the Calcarea over there. So I know that after reading the Calcarea from the N.M. Chowdhury book, you will definitely get satisfied regarding the all aspects of the Calcarea, right from the mentality, the psychological aspect to a physical aspect. Everything is covered and everything is explained in a lucid manner, interesting manner. One never keeps book incomplete. Whenever he starts it immediately, and it goes on and goes on. So Calcarea is a very good remedy in order to understand, because this is quite common remedy in our day-to-day practice. Number of times, especially in children, we get Calcarea Cup again and again. If you would have read the Paul Hurski's book, he mentions only 9 remedies, and he mentions that these are 9 remedies you get 90% of patients, and one of them is Calcarea in children. So Calcarea Cup one should learn in detail, even from other books, even from Margaret Tyler's book, even from Clint's. But this aspect of N.M. Chowdhury, which I liked most, have shared with you. So thank you very much for listening to me for last 1 hour. Tomorrow I have here in Sangamner, we have started COVID OPD, and every 15 days one person is one of you have to attend that. So tomorrow is my turn. So tomorrow, instead of taking a remedy, I will going to share something else, something other than studies. So I want to share, which is very important, that in Marathi I will going to talk at that time, and I will talk on one important topic, होमिओपॅथिक, माझ्या होमिओपॅथिक प्रवासातील रम्य आठवणी. म्हणजे जिथपासून कॉलेजला, होमिओपॅथी कॉलेजला ॲडमिशन घेतली तिथपासून ते होमिओपॅथीचा प्रवास, की मी होमिओपॅथ कसा झालो, या सगळ्या गोष्टींवरती मला तुमच्याशी बोलायचं आहे. आणि ते ज्या वेळेला स्टार्ट होईल त्यावेळेला मी सुरुवात करणार आहे. इट इज नॉट अ लेक्चर विच इज रिटन ऑर समथिंग एल्स. आय विल गोइंग टू शेअर दॅट instead of doing every time study from the books or study from the materia medica. Tomorrow we'll share something. It is for everyone, it is for layman also, because number of things I want to share, and those are good things for all of you. I know that there are number of questions with all of you, but what happens, I am taking these lectures on the desktop instead of taking it on the mobile. It becomes quite easy for me to read and to look after the things, and that's why it was not possible to use a headphone at that time, because desktop is at long place and I cannot use the earphones. But still I feel that its voice quality is quite okay with me. So we'll continue with the session tomorrow also at the same time, but with a different aspect. So it is nothing but माझ्या होमिओपॅथिक प्रवासातील रम्य आठवणी. So all of you should be there, listen that how I have become homeopath, or what are the different things which happens in the homeopathic college when I learned in the Dondumama Sati Homeopathic Medical College. So all things I will going to share with you tomorrow at same time 2:30. So last request to all of you, I have started the YouTube channel and I have shared few videos over there. Go over there, just subscribe the channel. So I will going to add more videos which will be useful for the students of homeopathy. A small videos, that is my interest, that it will be useful for all the students or beginners, that I will going to load. So if you subscribe the channel, you can get the notification whenever any uploaded video is there. So request to subscribe the channel. Go over there to find it out, the lectures again, and find out, tell your students or friends to share this channel and listen with the same things which I have shared. Thank you being patient with me and listening to me. Tomorrow we'll meet at the same time. Thank you very much.